We spend so much of our lives searching for love, for success, for validation from others. But very few of us stop and ask, what would happen if I gave that same love, that same attention to myself? Imagine if you treated yourself the way you treat the people you love most. Imagine if you spoke to yourself with kindness instead of criticism. How would your life change? That's what this journey is about. Most people live with a voice inside their head that constantly tells them, "You're not enough. You should be better. You should be further ahead by now." And we believe that voice. We repeat it until it becomes our truth. But here's the shift. That voice isn't the truth. It's a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. The moment you decide to love yourself, truly and unconditionally, you begin rewriting the story of your life. Loving yourself isn't some vague idea. It's a practice, a choice you make every day. And it begins with a simple declaration: I love myself. Let that echo through your day. When you wake up in the morning, when you look in the mirror, when you feel anxious, when you're about to make a big decision. At first, it might feel fake. It might feel silly. But the more you repeat it, the more it begins to carve a new path inside your mind. Neuroscience tells us that what we focus on grows. When you focus on loving yourself, you create new mental pathways. Over time, this becomes your new reality. Think of your mind like a garden. Negative thoughts are weeds. They grow fast, they spread quickly, and if you leave them unchecked, they take over. But when you say, I love myself, that becomes the seed of a new garden. With repetition, with consistency, it grows roots. And eventually, it outshines the weeds. This isn't about arrogance or ignoring your flaws. It's about treating yourself with compassion. It's about saying, even with my mistakes, even with my imperfections, I am worthy of love. One of the most powerful ways to build this habit is through the mirror. Stand in front of your reflection. Look yourself in the eyes and say the words, I love myself. It might feel uncomfortable. You might want to look away. But stay there, because if you can't face yourself, how can you expect to face the world? Then, the mirror becomes a reminder, a checkpoint, a place where you choose love instead of criticism. Life will always bring challenges, heartbreak, failure, and loss. These moments can break us, but self-love becomes the anchor that keeps us steady. When you truly love yourself, you no longer beg for validation. You no longer collapse when people leave. You no longer measure your worth by achievements. Instead, you build your life on a foundation that no one can take away. Here's the beautiful part. When you love yourself, the world reflects it back. People sense it. They feel it in the way you walk, the way you speak, and the way you carry yourself. And then, opportunities open and relationships deepen. Not because you're trying harder, but because you've already given yourself the thing you used to chase from others. This isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Some days will be easier than others. Some days you'll forget. And some days the old voice will return. But every moment, you have a choice to believe the critic or to return to love. That's the real secret. Love is not just a feeling, it's a decision. A decision you make again and again until it becomes who you are. So let me leave you with this. Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. If you want to change your world, start by changing the way you speak to yourself. If you want to feel worthy, remind yourself every day that you are. And if you want to feel loved, give yourself the love you've been waiting for. Because the truth is simple. When you love yourself like your life depends on it, everything else begins to fall into place.